I'm going to show you how to draw yourself in bird's eye view as if you're swimming in a swimming pool with a float underneath you. So you could see a finished one that I did with one of my classes the other day, and I'm going to make one with you. It will be slightly different. So I'm just going to slide this one out of the way. Now to start, you're going to just need a chunk eraser and a pencil. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to start to draw out your person. So I tend to like to start with the head. It's a little on the scratchy side. I tend to work that way. I draw light. I always draw light because there's a good chance I'm going to have to erase, and this way I can. So I want to just kind of feel out what the body's going to look like. It's got to have legs, got to have feet. Don't forget the feet. So I think I'm going to put my feet somewhere down here. I'm just kind of plotting it out right now. It doesn't look like much at all, and I know it's very light. But this part's really important because this is where I'm kind of getting things together. So now I'm looking over here, starting to get the arms together. Arm has an elbow right here. Got our fingers, should be 5. Don't worry about them looking perfect. And anything you're not happy with, remember, we can go back and fix this up later. So don't worry. If you're drawing light like I am, it should be really easy to hopefully go back and clean it up when you're ready to. So even me, I'm going to have a lot of little erasures. I see something straight away right here with my hand. No biggie. All right. So just kind of, again, plotting around. Now I've got my legs, calf, and I've got my little foot over here. Should go up to about there. All right. So I've got my basic person. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to design my tube. I know I haven't put clothes on the person yet. I will in a moment. All right. So the tube, and of course it could be a long raft type of float. That's fine too. You get to design it. I'm going to do a tube again though. Everyone seems to really enjoy the tube. It's a big circle. Basically it's just a big circle. Just like that. And again, don't worry about perfection. You don't want to show the inside of it so you can tell. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm going to start to design some of the clothes. You get to design your swimsuit however you want. This is kind of a fun part. I think people tend to really enjoy this. I put board shorts on the last one. I think I'll do that again. I'm going to do a really similar type of picture. Again, though, it's totally up to you what you do. So you see how I just actually drew right over the leg? You can see the leg through it. That's fine. Give it a little erasure. There we go. And this is the beauty of drawing light. If you go heavy, it's going to be very, very hard to fix it up later on. All right, here I am. I want to make sure those come to about the same size. You know, right now this could be a boy or a girl. You decide what yours is, of course. I'm going to fix up the calves. I'm not thrilled with them. Again, you always have the opportunity to fix anything that you're not 100% happy with. So please be my guest. All right. So I'm going to begin to design my person. I am going to make a woman again because it's just what I feel. All right. Very similar to my last one, really. Might as well be the same picture. I'm going to do the long flowing hair because it's just fun. It's for effect. The hair is in the water. It's floating behind her. All right. Going to get rid of some of these sketchy marks that I have there. All right, and I think I'll go ahead and make my eyes, nose, mouth. Now, did you know that your eyes are actually in the center of your face, not at the top? That is a common mistake that I see. So just make sure that you put the eyes in the right spots. Should be in the center of the head. Nose, not looking for anything perfect here. This is a part where you can actually start to develop your picture a little bit. Like I just made the chin a little bit more pointy. You could do things like that. For a mouth, here we are. All right. Basically, I'm where I want to be right now. Everything after this is really just a detail. So at this time, we're just kind of getting to this rough sketch and then developing our rough sketch and turning it into something that we're really happy with. So I always say make sure you're happy. Just make sure you're happy. That's the most important thing. And if you're not, make those changes. Get it so that you are happy with what you've made. Okay? There's almost nothing we can't fix at this point, so don't leave here with something that you're not thrilled with. Be thrilled. And ask for help if you need. All right, I'm going to develop my feet a little bit. All right. Now, this is the fun part. You can, think about if you want to put flippers on your person. Maybe they're, in the water and they had some flippers. I mean, I'm just kind of guessing. It would be good if I had a picture of a flipper, but that's me with my silly flipper I just created. So this is all very imaginative. Now, we talked a bit about bird's eye view. Bird's eye view is basically just what it sounds like. It's like when the way that the birds can see you. So if a bird's looking down, it's what they would see. So that's why it looks this way. So the opposite of bird's eye view would be bug's eye view, which would be the way that a bug sees. So maybe we'll do that in another project. That could be fun too. It's all a perspective thing. So this project has to do with perspective. So now at this point, I can also add some designs maybe into my swimsuit and also into my tube. They don't have to be matching, whatever you want. This is really a fun part for you, but I'm just kind of having fun and making the little bow. Here's the bow. And all right. Now I'm going to start thinking about my tube. It's really fun if your tube has some type of design on it. It's always your choice, but I like to give you guys tips, you know that. So maybe I'll go put a similar thing on the inside. All right. So now at this point, I'm actually ready. Check in with me first, but I'm actually ready right now to start to trace up my lines. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to recommend using a small brush and a large brush, maybe one of both. Maybe have both by your side. I'm saying brush, but what I mean to say, sorry, is Sharpie. So you're going to want to have probably a small and a large Sharpie because they're both actually useful. So when it comes to using the Sharpies, please make sure that you never push down hard on them. It's really important. We want to preserve these. You guys hear me say it in class all the time. A Sharpie marker can last a day or a year, so which is better? And the answer, of course, is a year. We want our Sharpies to last a long time, not a short time. So it all has to do with how it's treated. You guys know in class sometimes we have our Sharpie funerals. It's always a really sad occasion. Now you're going to have little mishaps that happen as you're drawing, but I always say if you mess it up, dress it up. I see I missed a little part right there. No biggie. All right. I'm going to address that later. Right now, though, I'm going to continue working on my person. I love her hair. I'm just so in love with it. So much fun, right? So I'm putting like little extra marks in the hair too. I know I went over this with thin before, but I think now I'm actually going to just do thick. And change my mind. You can change your mind as you go. It's a quicker process when you're Sharpieing because the information's already there. So it's much easier. So it just goes fast. if you don't get too caught up in conversation, you could do this really fast. So I'm just tracing over. And then in a moment, I'm going to show you guys how to mix colors with your colored pencils. I'm really having fun with this, and I'm really happy with how it's come out. Is it perfect? I would say far from it, because I'm never looking for perfection. It's not a thing. Okay. All right, happy with it. So I think I'll use my thinner brush for some of the details now. And I'll show you even some other techniques in cross hatching and things like that. Might be a little bit more advanced, or it might be something that you want to play with. You always have options. So I like to show you more advanced things so that you know how to play around a little bit. And you know where the next place is in case you feel as though you want to move on and try something different and better. It's okay to change up your lines as you're going. All right, so now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and erase my pencil lines. Just give it a really quick erase. Easy 1, 2, 3. All right, so next step is I'm going to show you how to color in your picture. I just want to show you the very basic colors that I have. Super basic. Now I'm going to be getting lots of fun variation just from these couple colors. So I can't wait to show you how to do that. All right, so first thing I want to show you about is skin tone. Now, we all have beautiful different color skin. I'm more on the olive side. So olive has usually some type of green undertone. Some people have more of a red undertone. Some people have more browns in their skin. Some people have more of like a caramel color, and some people are more fair. So whatever you are, I'll help you find that skin tone for you. Now, I like to start out lightest, even if you have darker skin. Still, just working our way from lightest to darkest is a smart idea. So even someone with darker skin might have a yellowy undertone. All right, so it's all about color mixing here. And I'm working really fast, and I'm not being very exact. I'm just really kind of sweeping the color over the area like this. Okay, so I've got that. So I think I'm going to try to go for my tone, which is more olive. I'm going to put some pink in there. Now, I know you guys have heard me say that around the edges, if you go darker, it's going to make it look more 3D. So your body is made up of a lot of tubes, and when I say this, a lot of times the students will laugh. You know, they think it's funny to be made up of tubes, but if you look at your limbs and your body, you're made up of a lot of different tubes. Tubes are round. So to make them 3D, if you go darker around your edges, you're going to be able to make your tube limbs pop. It's a funny way to think about your body, but it's the truth, isn't it? Okay, so getting somewhere. It's starting to look pretty good. Still too fair for me. I'm going to add some red in there. All right. Then now, tanning all day, got a little sunburn. Never do that. Always wear your sunscreen. I like to put a little bit more red around my cheeks to make them rosy. It's just something I tend to like to do. P.S. This person looks nothing like me. All right, darker again around the edges for my tube-like features. And try to go in a similar direction, but you can also change it up. Okay, I think, let's see now what I might do. I could decide that I'm happy with how it looks, or I could keep adding different colors in. This would be a little bit more yellow. I think it's looking pretty good. One color I didn't take over here, which would have been good for me, is a bit of orange, but that's okay. Or some brown would have been good too. I just kind of reached in the bin quick, so I wasn't really paying attention to what I grabbed. All right, time for the outfit. But of course, when you guys take your colors, you can be more decisive and pick colors that really work for you. So again, I'm choosing a base color. It's all about the base, right? Choosing my base color. Here it is. That's my base color. Your base color could be something very different. All right, and I am going to add in other colors. Again, we're working with tubes. We're working with tubes. So darker around the edges. That is the name of the game, going darker around the edges. You see how it's beginning to pop? That is the secret here. We're going to do the same thing with the tube in a moment. Now, if you want to add more decoration to your outfit, you can. Maybe it's got some, kind of pattern going on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. You guys, I think, get the gist, right? Okay. So now, I think it's time for me to do the hair. I'm going to do it. I'm basically making almost the same picture as last time. I didn't mean to, but just kind of happened. So again, I'm working with a color sweep first, and again, I'm not being very exact with this. I'm not trying to, I'm just doing a quick sweep of color. So I'm just showing you guys some of my tips, some of my techniques, so that you can really, really play around with colored pencil. And don't even worry about staying in the lines. You could put a lot of colors in your hair too. I mean, I don't even have to stop there. I could keep putting more if I want. If I have some browns, I could put some browns in. All right, those glasses. Really just kind of having fun with them. Here we are. Okay. I get to choose the colors of my tube. So for my tube, I think I'm gonna do some pink. I'm trying to use all different colors. Have you noticed? The more colorful, the better. But you don't have to go in like a rainbow pattern to make it colorful. You can use all the colors in your own way. Doesn't have to be something that's been done before. It could be your own unique method. But again, you guys know me. I like to do my sweep of color first. So this is basically the design I'm working with. So I'm doing pink and pink. So in my next video, I am going to show you how to make the water. The water is going to be totally different from what you think. It's not going to be colored pencil. This is a mixed media project. So the water is going to be made from watercolor. And I'm also going to put some white crayon first for the resist. So I'll be showing you that technique in our next video. That's a quicker thing. This part is the part that takes the most time. But in art, you want things to take a long time. You don't want to rush art. The best art takes a long time. It should. It should be something that you're getting into, something that you can really enjoy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and choose a color for the center of my tube now. I think I haven't really used any blue, so I'm gonna use blue. Just trying to use colors I haven't used before. And again, it's a sweep. Now, you know, you all know what I say, details come last. So the detail would be, in the case of the tube here, it would be making it look rounded. And it's going to be a very similar method to what I did on the body. Sounds like the word of the day is tube. She's sitting in a tube and she's made of tubes. So we're working with tubes. But again, your person could be on a raft. It could be any type of floaty that you want. And you could be super creative about it. All right, so I'm ready to turn this into 3D. I think what I'll do is use some colors I haven't used before. So this is, it's hard to see it on the screen, but this is actually a dark green, and I'm gonna use the dark green actually today to make my tube pop. So I'm gonna do exactly what you think, I think you've thought of this already because now you know where I'm going. Gonna just go darker around my edges. It's all about color mixing. Building up my color, going really light at first and working with sweeps. So I just did my first sweep of color. I'll probably come back in and go darker with it in a moment. But I like to build up the value slowly. It's just a wise way to do it. Because if you do it too fast, you might end up making some mistakes. Looks like I still have to do my flippers. I thought I got everything on the body. All right, I'm gonna do the inside of the tube, same way, exactly the same. Easy peasy. What do you guys think? It's looking pretty tubular, totally tubular. All right, I think I maybe need some more pink in some areas, so I'm actually gonna go back in with a sweep of pink. So it's just a little by little type of technique, just adding a little bit at a time. It does look like I need to sharpen my pencil, but I always tell you guys love to sharpen your pencils every minute. Look at me working with this dull pencil and it still works, right? So it's not usually an emergency. All right, I'm really happy with it. I'm actually super happy with my picture. All right, my flippers, it would be good if they were gray. I didn't take a gray. I have this purple. Should be good. Maybe I'll mix in another color, like a blue with it. I'm not too obsessed with sticking with the lines. And it's just, you just don't need to do that in this project because next week when we work on the water, you'll see any little imperfections are just going to melt away or swim away because we're going to be making water for this. I'm still adding other colors. I'm putting light blue in here, just really playing around with color mixing. I am being intuitive with my picture, so I'm just really looking at it to see what I think it needs. Usually what I think it needs is the right thing. So trust yourself. Just start learning to trust yourself. All right. And I gotta say, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I am pretty happy with it. This is the one I did from the other day. And this is the one today. It's her twin sister. All right, you guys. So let's see here.